This trailer was supposed to come out at 9 a.m. according to social media posts, and then the 8 o'clock a.m. slot was like, get over here.
This is Mortal Kombat, dude. You just did a Mortal Kombat.
I did the Mortal Kombat. The Mortal Kombat Red Band trailer has arrived. I am so excited to check this out, especially after my night last night. In my years, I've probably played at least one time in a versus match as every character in Mortal Kombat, but I'm not that familiar with the story. So yesterday, I found myself like, let me just do like a little bit of a dive into like these characters' backstories and lore. And then before you know it, 6 hours passes. Yes. I'm just like getting obsessed. I end up watching like Scorpion's Revenge to cap off the night. It's 2 in the morning, and I'm like, you know what? I should probably go to bed because the trailer's supposed to come out at 9 a.m. After learning a pretty good amount of stuff, I have a theory as to who this Cole Young guy might actually be, the main character in this. I have a couple of theories. Run it by you guys. So first we'll do a reaction, give our thoughts on the trailer, and then I'll talk about my little Cole Young spiel. Anywho, let's do this. It's definitely Sub-Zero right there. Cool.
Nice.
Cool. Ooh, yes!
Arm Origins.
The Mortal Kombat movie we've been waiting for.
It had the same marking you do, Cole. It's a birthmark.
Yes.
He was born with it.
That's a birthmark.
That is a birthmark, yes.
Throughout history, different cultures all over the world.
Oh, sweet.
Tournament. World champions.
There's Hanzo right there.
I think it's
Hey, play yes.
to fight for something known.
Oh! Yes! Yes! Yes!
The origin of the Kane.
Oh, dude.
Sonya. That's Kano.
Oh. Oh man.
Oh.
Yes.
Lord Raiden.
Yes. This looks so fun.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Shao Kahn there?
There's Shao
The
Kahn.
statue? Yeah.
Or Shang Tsung.
Oh, nice. The dragon. Goro! Goro's in this.
He didn't get a character poster. Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Whoa! Yes.
He turned the blood into ice. Yes. Dude. Dude.
Oh.
Yeah. Already, that seems like the Kano personality right there. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Making up.
That looks like a blast. That looks like just like a
an
total
absolute
blast. All
yeah.
right,
It
you
looks
know.
badass. It looks fun. It looks bone crunching.
You said it's so gruff. I want to hear it again.
It's like a roar.
Yeah, it sounds like a dude from hell.
Yeah, it really does.
Go over here.
It's just this guttural roar, this primordial rage.
Over here. I'd have to see it in the context of when it pops up in the movie, but I feel like when it does pop up in the movie, I'm gonna put my hands up in the air.
Yeah, this is gonna be a cheering moment. As long as they don't make him say it like every single time.
It must have slipped my mind that Goro's in this movie, which is great. Maybe he is the champion for Shang Tsung again. Watching him here, I do kind of miss the practical effects of the 90s movie. Like, this felt very... I was excited to see him because I just forgot Goro was in here if that was revealed. Out of all the things I researched, I totally forgot he was in. Totally didn't know that. But you know, just excited to see it. We're paused at a moment in the final fight where with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, and you got Cole Young there. Because of the fact of how, even with the structure presented in this trailer, because there was an Entertainment Weekly article where I think it might have been the director who was talking about how the first 10 minutes will show you the origins of Scorpion when he was part of the Shirai Ryu, I'm assuming, and then the Lin Kuei clan attacks Hanzo and his family. I won't go into all the spoilers if you didn't read the article that the director spoiled, but it was all in there.
A lot of directors spoiling stuff in interviews lately.
But that's what you got a tease of here in the trailer when you see Hanzo fighting everyone, right? But then you also have the traditional Mortal Kombat plot where you're banding these warriors together where it looks like they're going to be under the guidance of Raiden with Cole Young as the main character now, and they're going into the tournament. But then it looks like the main side story will be about Scorpion versus Sub-Zero. That's going to be the main thread. It looks like that's going to be the finale part, and the big scene stealer will be Scorpion, not just because he's freaking Scorpion, but because of the plot of this guy and how it's going to start off on his story. I have two theories about Cole Young. The one theory that I've heard is that maybe he's like actually Johnny Cage, really. It just adopts the name by the end. I think because Scorpion's family, the clan that Sub-Zero's from, the clan that Scorpion are from, they've always been at odds with each other, and Hanzo is supposed to sort of be the last of them until he comes back. Feel like he's in some way linked to Scorpion, because it seems like Sub-Zero's definitely the bad guy here, and Scorpion is one we're going to be rooting for.
Yeah.
And I feel like something in Cole Young's blood is connected to Scorpion's.
Well, and they do have him in a lot of yellow stuff throughout these, like his gloves are yellow, his shirt is yellow.
It just seems that way, right?
Yeah, it seems like, at least in this shot anyway, yeah, it seems like it could be a very subtle sort of set design and costuming allusion to that.
Because it always struck me as a little bit odd that we'd be starting off with the origin of like Sub-Zero and Scorpion and their rivalry, and then suddenly just taking a big shift in focus. So I'm like, how does this story of them all tie in?
Yeah.
And that's when my mind went there.
So like through this guy's birthright destiny with his birthmark that he got when he was born, you know, maybe that'll call him into the greater family lineage.
But it's all theory.
It's more plausible to me than Johnny Cage at the moment. Just because of like who Johnny Cage is.
But the trailer was so much fun. It really was. Like the violence really lives up to par. The bone crunching sound effects of it all. It's funny seeing how some things are a little bit changed. It's like, I didn't expect Kano and Sonya Blade to be teaming up entering into Mortal Kombat. When I was first hearing this line of dialogue at the beginning of Hunting a Fugitive, my mind was like, oh, they must be hunting Kano. I was like, oh, they changed it to Sub-Zero. Okay, I don't really know what Sub-Zero's doing, but all right. Of course, giving the origins of how Jax lost his arms to Sub-Zero as well. Brutal.
was cool.
Brutal. I mean, this
was very cool.
It seems like everything they threw down on for mainly were like the Sub-Zero and Scorpion effects, because those are the best.
Oh, absolutely. Like this made Sub-Zero alone look like the coolest thing in the movie, which actually kind of has me excited to see what they're not altogether showing us from Scorpion's story. Partly because like the ice is so visually easy to just blow your mind with.
Yeah.
But, like I really do like the way that this does hint at two distinct plot lines of, yeah, you got the tournament, you got all your cool characters, and then you've got this feud between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. And I also liked that this kind of crashed the two flavors together of like the old school, like, oh yeah, you know, it's kind of a fighting tournament. There's a certain sort of nostalgic cheese I feel like that comes with that, but also in an updated way that looks like it could actually be a legitimately badass and cool movie.
Oh, yeah, it's a fighting tournament to save Earth.
Absolutely.
Right?
It's gotta be a bit
cheesy.
heightened.
It's kind of cheesy.
But you know, I feel like there's a sweet spot that these movies, especially for video games, are like searching to hit, and this is like, this certainly looks like it could absolutely hit it.
Oh yeah, it looks like down, dirty, icky, grimy. I love it. I love seeing like Liu Kang kind of go into his old school Liu Kang outfit, and you even see the dragon.
Yeah.
You don't really get much of Kung Lao with the razor blade hat, but he does block something at one point in this trailer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. And he says his name.
And Kano has the laser with his eye. Actually, that was a bit of a surprise. I didn't know if that was just like some aesthetic choice that we were just putting in here for now.
And he also, his face was obscured from the laser side, so maybe by that time that he's using it, the skin will have peeled off or something, and they're just not revealing it yet.
I'm like rush quick editing this right now, and is that Reptile here? I think that's a Reptile. I didn't notice that when we first did the reaction. Reptile's in here. And he looks like a reptile. It seems like what leads them to the tournament, so much is going to be leading on fate in so many ways. Oh, we're hunting Sub-Zero, and hunting Sub-Zero led them to the tournament, which is kind of like with Sonya Blade of how it got her into the tournament in the first video game of hunting down Kano, and she wasn't supposed to compete, but then she ends up competing. But then you got some people with like Cole Young with a birthmark and all that. And I feel like all that stuff with Cole Young in the beginning is going to feel like the most cheesy. It's going to be the most dramatic cheesy.
It's going to segue from a 90s fight movie into a modern fight movie as we get into the world.
It's going to be like, oh man, you're taking yourself too seriously. This is really cheesy. I'm not feeling it. And then when you finally get to like some Mortal Kombat characters in the actual world and the tournament, perhaps, I feel like that's when it's going to get like really cool. I think Raiden looks great. I hope this movie doesn't have too much of trying to take itself obnoxiously serious to the point where it can feel flat in moments where there's not action scenes. Because that's my one concern even watching this trailer is that the action looks great. That's mainly what I'm signing up for here. I just don't want it to fall like dull, you know?
I still want to enjoy being with the characters when they're not fighting because it's still novel having them on screen and alive.
Yeah,
know?
It's because their aesthetics look cool. The effect, like Raiden looks really cool. Shang Tsung looks cool. They all look cool.
A lot of cool.
Now, I just want to get a better sense of will her personality shine? Because even in the 90s movie, as goofy as that was, they all had personality.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I would want here, too, is like, even if I don't need to take it like serious.
It needs to be a character study.
I don't need it to be like the most heavy, heartfelt thing in the world, but I wanted to just have personality consistently. I feel like with that statue that looks like Shao Kahn, they're definitely setting up for a sequel, perhaps a Mortal Kombat cinematic universe. All right, guys. Well, what did you think of this trailer? Leave your thoughts down below. Subscribe, click that notification bell, hit that like button. Check us out for more. Last but not least,
Mikhail, Lyndon, just want to say what's up to you and send you some love from across the world. And since my thing is big arms and linking people to trailers, all I've been thinking about since yesterday is your Mortal Kombat joke with Christopher Lambert. And you know what? I think you would be great to swap into that role. I want to see you, the long, flowing white hair, the magic staff and the robes and all that, the electricity. I want you to join the Mortal Kombat world. I want to see you fight. I want to see you oiled up. I want to see your rippling muscles. And I want to know what your finishing move would be. How would you end my life? Let us know. But in all seriousness, I hope you're doing well across the world. I hope you're staying safe, and much love, man. Be well.
very good. Thanks, Mikhail.